So the first weekend of Regulation H has come and gone, and we had some pretty decent sized limitless tours over the weekend. So there was actually three that were pretty big events. We had the Beanie Brawl with 78 players, 130 players at the Nino Tour, and then another 84 players at the Strength Box Sunday. So we'll go over all three of those, as well as the Scrawl Scrabble League here, and of course the Wide League as well, as they both had a decent amount of players, and Scrawl obviously a fellow VGC YouTuber, so I do want to check out their events here as well, if possible. So to kick things off, obviously, we have the Beanie Brawl here. Now, it does say this is a best of 3 event, just FYI. But we did start to see some pretty big trends coming out of this event. The first major one is how dominant Rain was. So before we actually jump into the teams, we'll have a look here. Taylor Nichols won the event with Rain. Second place had Rain. Fourth place had Rain. Fifth place had Rain. Sixth place had Rain. So as you guys can see here, 5 Pelipers in the top 8 is pretty insane, especially when you factor in the fact as well that there was 3 in the top 4. So yeah, 3 Pelipers in the top 4, 5 in total in the top 8. It just showed that Rain is incredibly strong right now. And on top of that as well, you'll probably notice all of them here have one guy in common. Actually, 4 of them have one guy in common. That's Archelodon. Archelodon feels incredibly good right now. Honestly, as someone who's been playing a bunch of this, I've got 300 plus games now on Reg H on Showdown. Archelodon feels incredibly hard to deal with, man. There are a lot of different sets. This one here's got the Snarl set, which I do think is really good. Did opt to also drop the Draco Meteor and the Flash Cannon as well, which is definitely something interesting to see there. But yeah, we are seeing a lot of Pelipper plus Archelodon Rain here, especially paired up with Golden Go as well. Golden Go, or really just double steal in Rain, feels incredibly good right now. And of course, they've just rounded that out here with a pretty standard Firewater Grass, right? Rillaboom, Incin, Amoonguss, and Pelipper. Obviously, Pelly is not super standard on the Firewater Grass, but Incin, Rilla, both incredibly good, and of course, Amoonguss on the team as well. Yeah, look, there's nothing too crazy to say about this team. This is just, it's good stuff, right? As I said, Rain right now feels incredibly good. Pelipper as a mon feels really, really good. It feels like it's one of the best water types in the game right now. And yeah, Archelodon is just insane in Rain. Golden Go next to mons like Rillaboom, Incin, and Amoonguss also is really, really good, right? Because one, you've got this Rain mode here with Pelipper, Archelodon. And then 2, you've got this Golden Go set up and go. Golden Go honestly could be the best Pokemon in the game right now. It really feels that good. And yeah, having Grassy Terrain plus Leftovers is fantastic. Having double Fake Out, Redirection, Intimidate. I mean, it just makes Golden Go feel insanely strong, man. Really, really good team there in first place. The second place team here, though, a lot more offensive than the last one. This is a team we're also seeing kind of trend up, and that is the Basque Legion on Rain team. So as you guys can see here, it's pretty similar, right? We still have the Pelipper, the Amoonguss, and the Incin. That's your Firewater Grass core. Obviously, the Archelodon once again is on the team, with a slightly different set this time, opting for the Flash Cannon over Snarl. Dragon Pulse over Draco, which is definitely interesting, but obviously after a couple of Electro shots, I can definitely see why. It's a bit of consistency. You're not losing that big special attack bonus, so that is obviously pretty good. And yeah, of course, the Basque Legion here. I don't know if you guys have played this one. Choice Banded in the Rain is kind of crazy. Your Wave Crash is an absolute nuke. And there are end games where I once lost this thing in a 3v1. It KO'd my resist from 80, and I was like, okay, Last Respects is just that broken, I guess. It's just, yeah, dude, this one is insane. Basque Legion Rain it's really, really good. And I think having Whimsicott as well on the Pelipper team is really, really interesting because it allows your Pelipper to be more of a support with the Wide Guard and also more of a damage dealer, right? Because you got the Terra Stella, you got the Weather Ball, the Hurricane. You can just sit here and say, hey, if I've got my Pelipper on the board, I'm not worried about Tailwind. I'm just trying to deal big damage. And of course, Whim's doing what Whims does best, right? Sets up Tailwind. It's got the on-call light screen. Super annoying. Yeah, just a really consistent team here by Miggle. Really, really fun. Another pretty common archetype we're seeing here as well. And I think we see it a bit more as we look at the Nino Tour. But that's, of course, Mouse Ape. Mouse Ape, one of the best combos in the game. Beat up into Ape, and then you just start killing everything with Rage Fist is kind of insane. Friend Guard next to Bulk Up as well is also really nice. And of course, Super Fang is just fantastic on Mousehold. It really just allows you to chip things down to half health. And then basically, if this is a full power Annihilate, nothing at half HP is eating the Rage Fist. It's pretty broken if you ask me. And then another really cool combo here is the Rillaboom plus Golden Go. Again, we kind of touched on it before. It's very, very strong, but also the Rillaboom plus the Primarina I do really enjoy as well. I think it's a really cool combo. And Primarina being your Hazemon is pretty good. And this is also one we're seeing pick up a lot as well on these Firewater Grass cores, right? Because one, it has Haze, so it can be really good into Dondozo. But then 2, it's just one of the better water types right now. It is arguably the best fairy type in the game right now. And having Throat Spray is just a lot more offensive as well than Carmine as well, which I personally really like, right? Because you have this water type stab move with the Hyper Voice thanks to Liquid Voice. And that just gives you a free +1. And then, yeah, you're free to fire off some Moonblasts. And 2, this mod is hard walls Dondozo. If you think your team has big issues with Dondozo, this one, it's your answer, dude. Comes in, it eats the Wave Crashes. It can't be order up. And a lot of the time, it's running potentially like Terra Grass, but even then, I've seen a lot of people just opting for Earthquake as well. So yeah, really cool prim set there. It makes it really, really easy to deal with. And then finally here, this is one of my favorite sets as well. I've been testing out this version of Talonflame a lot myself, the Life Orb Terra Flying. This thing's insane. It's a nuke. Having one, that Brave Bird that just like goes before things like Grassy Glide and one-taps it is very, very nice. But to having Flare Blitz is absolutely insane, because this bomb will just go out there and just one-tap a Golden Goat or one-tap a Rillaboom on switch. Because I literally had one earlier today where I don't know if my opponent predicted I had the Flare Blitz, but he swapped his Golden Go into his Amoonguss turn 1, and I just Flare Blitz one-tapped it. It was really, really good. But yeah, I really enjoyed this right now. This is a Firewater Grass I've been testing, a Firewater Grass Core I've been testing a lot myself. Rillaboom plus Talonflame to me feels like, if you're going to run, because these three here to me feel pretty damn good together, right? Like you go the Rillaboom, the Talonflame, it gives you a great Firewater Grass Core. Sorry, good, 2 pieces of Firewater Grass, I should say. Fake Out plus Tailwind is obviously fantastic. Prim is just really good. And as we said earlier, you know, Golden Girl loves Rillaboom. It also loves Talonflame. Just a really cool set here by Silver Wolf. I'm a big fan of this team right now. Like, I think this is definitely one of the cooler teams I've seen. And yeah, just really cool pieces. I think it meshes really well together. What else do we want to have a look at here? So this Archelodon team here, why do they have Flamigo here? Okay, so this Flamigo is actually just there to be a fighting type, I guess. I mean, this is pretty cool, right? We got that same rain stuff we saw before. You know, it's like the Firewater Grass plus Archelodon. That's pretty standard. Palafin as well fits incredibly well with Rillaboom and Incin. Surprised we haven't seen it too much, but it definitely feels like it's a bit harder to set up the Palafin right now. Obviously, Palafin's issue is it needs to switch out turn 1, and a lot of these teams are super offensive where they're just going to lead like Archelodon, Pelipper, you know, Golden Go, Talonflame, you know, whatever it might be. It's not as easy to get your Palafin out as I think people kind of assumed it would be. But definitely, you know, it's a really good answer into Dondozo. And of course, you know, when you pair this mod up in Rain, if you can get Palafin back in safely and Rain is up, I mean, there's not much that's really doing much more damage than this, right? A Terra Water Jet Punch in Rain it's stupidly broken, let's be honest. And the Flamingo here, this is just really cool, man. Upper hand, wide guard, dual stab, both do a lot of damage. Scrappy Terra Fighting is really nice as well, because that means I guess you can't be... I actually want to check the damage calc on that. I wonder if that upper hand frags an Incin. Because you don't get intimidated. Live Orb Terra... Dude, that might actually frag. That's probably something worth checking. That's a really cool tech. But yeah, another really cool take on Rain there. Dude, I feel like we're just talking about Rain teams here. This one I love as well, because it's very similar to what we just looked at, but it's got my guy Dragapult. Again, this is just it. Yeah, this is like Firewater Grass plus like Palafin Archelodon with a Choice Specs Dragapult, which is really interesting. One thing I will say, though, is Double Dragon feels incredibly good right now. So definitely keep an eye on that. I think these Double Dragon teams are really nice, especially because Dragons do feel incredibly good right now. Like, every team's kind of got Firewater Grass, right? You go back to this, you look at all these teams, they've all got some component of, like, a Firewater Grass core, and Dragon kind of resists them all. So, yeah, because of that, I do think having Double Dragon with, like, Dragapult plus Archelodon's good. I've also been testing a lot of Dragapult. I think I got, like, 14th on the best of one ladder at, like, 1500 a couple days ago. Using a Choice Band of Dragapult, shit's insane. I really enjoyed it. Dude, another Pelipper Rain team here. This one's also cool as well, because it's kind of a Rain room in a sense, right? Because the thing with Palafin is a lot of people just run this thing super bulky, which again, I feel funny. I said no Palafins, and now we've spoken about 3 in a row. But yeah, a lot of people run this thing really bulky, right? They don't tend to run much speed at all, because normally you're kind of just clicking Jet Punch, right? So having the P2 there is really nice when you're going up against like hyper offensive teams, because it just allows you to, you know, kind of move first on Palafin, right? Like, because against hyper offensive teams, you're probably not moving first anyway. So that is really nice to have. And Golden Go's another one as well, where when you pair it up on these slower paced teams, this thing's probably really bulky. The fact that it's Metal Coat Terra Dragon makes me think it's really bulky. It probably doesn't have that much investment. Because of that, it kind of wants to get up the nasty plot at least once. And then normally it's going to be slower again than a lot of these hyper offensive teams. So I think having like the Rain Room here is really, really cool for a lot of these pieces, right? Palafin and Golden Go can both function in Tailwind and Trick Room, which is how they normally build, right? So that is really cool to see. But yeah, I mean, Amoonguss, Incin, Pelipper, it feels like it's becoming pretty standard at this point. We see our first Dondozo here at 6 and 3. Do we want to talk about this team? It's basically just Glimdozo. I think this is just good, right? It's basically, it's just saying like, hey, I've got my Dondozo, and then I've just got a bunch of pieces, and they're essentially there to, you know, set up an end game where Dozo kind of just sweeps, right? You've got the Tailwind setter with Whimsicott. You know, you got a lot of damage coming out of the Golden Go, the Arcanine, and the Glamora, all of which do a lot of damage, right? Life Orb, Golden Go, you got the Power Herb, Meteor Beam, Glamora, and of course, Choice Banded, Hisuian, Arcanine. These guys are kind of here just to say, hey, we're going to break a hole through you. Perhaps, you know, our Glamora can also set up a spike or two. And then at that stage, you know, Rest on Dozer comes through and kind of cleans up, right? It's pretty strong. Protecting the Whimsicott as well, I did think was pretty interesting. But I mean, I definitely see it. When you're playing Sash over Cloak, I do think having that is definitely a good option. I'm definitely surprised to not see a Cover Cloak on this, but I mean, maybe the Sash gets a little bit better because of Talonflame. The biggest issue with Whimsicott right now is you just get fragged by the priority Tailwind, the priority Brave Bird coming off Talonflame. So it's definitely fair enough, right? Especially if you want to protect this next to Hisuian Arcanine or something, and you know let Arcanine chip it down. Makes a lot of sense to me. Do we want to go over any of these? I guess we'll look at Professor J as well, because this is another really interesting team. I've been a big fan of Hisuian Zoroark. I have mentioned it a few times. I've received a bit of shit for saying this mon's pretty good, but if you ask me, I think Hisuian Zoroark definitely has a place in the metagame. I think Choice Band and Meowscarada is also incredibly good. And Terra Stella on it actually makes a lot of sense as well. I am a big fan of Terra Ghost on it, just because there's no priority block on this team, and Fake Out can be kind of annoying for you. But yeah, I do think Band and Meowscarada has a really cool place in the metagame, because basically, with Flower Trick and Triple Axle, you can basically just mess up Dondozo, which is really good, right? You just deal a lot of damage to it, yeah. You know, if they Terra right now, like Dozo's got 3 Terras, right? I've been saying it for a while. They go Terra Grass, Terra Flying, or Terra Dragon. Ice hits them all. And yeah, I think Choice Banded, you know, Terra Stella Protein, Triple Axle probably does a lot of damage. Makes a lot of sense to me. It's really, really cool. Of course, we've got the Talonflame here, just a more supportive set, you know, with Willow, Brave Bird, Tailwind, and Quickguard. Pretty nice. Of course, we see another Prim here. Again, finding its way onto these Firewater Grass cores as a Haze user on this team as well. Pretty standard goggles as well. Helped out with the Amoonguss, obviously. And then Gallade for Trick Room paired up with Blood Moon Ursaluna. Blood Moon Ursaluna is another one that I'm surprised we actually... I think this is our first one in top 8, right? Yeah, that's actually the first one in top 8, which is actually kind of wild to me. This one does stupid damage. It also is one of the better answers to Archaludon. Because if you can either, 1, bait out the Terra... you'll just frag it with the Blood Moon, and 2, also, if, you know, something else terrors, you kind of just frag it with Earth Power. Of course, you need a bit of speed control, but that's why you have things like the Talonflame, right? But yeah, really, really cool there. I guess we're probably not going to talk too much on any of the other teams. I know we're going to talk about Damian Lillard's team shortly. He did go 5-2 here. Car, I mean, this looks like a pretty standard hyper-offensive team as well, right? Firewater Grass stuff, Whimsy, Blood Moon, D-Knight. Nothing too crazy there. I'll probably leave the Beanie Brawl there for now, and we'll kind of move over to the Nino Tour now, just because Nino Tour had a lot of different teams. Like, we do see a bit more Pelipper here. Again, there's 3 of them here in the top 8, but we do see a bit of different stuff picking up here, and this is where stuff, you know, kind of gets a little cool, right? So, once again, we see this really offensive Talonflame, you know, here, Life Orb, Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Tailwind Protect. Really, really, really good, right? Of course, we see more Mouse 8 picking up here. Obviously, a really strong combo. And then, of course, Rillaboom, Primarina. Like, this core here of, like, Talonflame, Rilla, and Prim actually seems really good. Obviously, Prim is your Dozo matchup on this team. And again, it's just a really nice Firewater Grass core. Rillaboom, Primarina also work really nice together as well. And, of course, man, Rillaboom, Talonflame, you know, they love Golden Go, dude. Really, really cool team. I like that there. Another Talonflame in second place here as well, which is nice to see. Talon Chomp is really interesting. I have personally been testing out Garchomp a little bit. I've been using Clear Amulet, but I think Life Orb makes a lot of sense to me. I think the biggest issue I've had with Garchomp is it feels like it does no damage. And obviously one of the better answers into it is, of course, Rillaboom. So I think having Life Orb for the non-Rillaboom matchups does make a lot of sense, especially with Terra Ground, because, again, my issue with it was it felt like it did no damage. So this makes a lot of sense. Going Ground plus Life Orb, I think, does, you know, definitely make up for the lack of damage. Meowscarada here, what's it called? Focus Sash plus Trick Room, obviously really good for going up against Trick Room teams. Being a Dark type as well, it's immune to the Psy Spam as well, which is really annoying. So it does make a lot of sense there. We got Air Balloon, Golden Go, very, very interesting, but obviously it's a, you know, to switch your next to your own Garchomp, which is nice. And of course, Mouse Ape here. One thing I will say I really like about this team here is this Mouse Ape is actually not having the mouse set up for the Annihilate, which is really cool. This is just offensive mouse, which is really good. I've been testing out a bit of Mouse Ape, of Mousehold myself. I do really like the Mousehold next to the, what's it called? The Choice Scarf coaching Annihilate. I also just realized, dude, there's actually Terra Steel. So I'm assuming the game plan here is you Terra Steel Pop Bomb, and then you mess them up with Rage Fist. Okay, that makes a lot of sense here. But yeah, I do really like this. I think Mousehold can actually do a ridiculous amount of damage. Like, people forget Pop Bomb is a base 300 power attack, which is kind of nutty. But yeah, like, that's, again, another really cool team. I'm loving seeing all these Talonflames do really well here. This is a team very similar to one of the ones I showed off a couple of days ago now, I guess. That was the Salamence Rain team. This is a bit different to mine, though, as he is a physical attacker, but I did really enjoy Salamence on Rain. Having Intimidate felt really nice, and I think it paired really well with Pelipper and Archaladon. But yeah, pretty standard. We have the Fire, Water, Grass stuff here. We have the double Steel and the double Dragon. It's just pretty damn good. Choice Specs Golden Go on Rain does feel really nice. I think having Choice Specs also is good because of Thunderbolt. Like, it feels like there's no good electric types in the game right now. And it feels like everyone is running Rain, right? So I think having a strong special attack with T-Bolt is never a bad thing. But yeah, Band of Meowscarada here. You got the AV here, Lorb here. Just a super offensive team. I really, really like this team here, man. Like, again, it's cool that we're seeing a lot of Rain, but a lot of different variants. And, like, it goes even further here, dude. Like, look at this. Another Rain team, right? This one's got Overcool Chandelure on it. I mean, sure, I guess. Really, really cool. I will say Shandy Imprisoned Trick Room, I guess, does give you an option into those Trick Room teams. But yeah, just another really solid team. There's not too much to talk about here. Overquill is your Haze user, which, yet again, everyone's, like, taking at least 1-1 here for Dozo, which is pretty good. And I think that's a big reason why we're seeing, like, no Dozos, like, top cut these events at all. Like, yeah, there's not a single Dozo in the top 20. Like, our first Dozo here is at 22nd at 4-3, so yeah, definitely something to keep in mind there. We have some more stuff here. This is a Murkrow Hatred team. So again, we're seeing Murkrow being like that third Tailwind setter, at least the third priority Tailwind setter. But yeah, once again, we got the Mouse Ape here. You know, you got the Rillaboom plus Pelipper, Golden Go. I mean, it's just pretty simple stuff, man. This is just good stuff. This is just 5 really good Pokemon. And then Murkrow is also kind of decent as well. But having the Sunny Day, I do think is really interesting. I'm assuming that's to help out into the Rain matchups. You know, just like, because obviously this team has Rain, but it doesn't want to play like a Rain versus Rain, if you know what I mean. Like, this is going to get outrained by the Rain team. So I think definitely having that that Sunny Day does help out a lot there. And of course, Haze, once again, to slow down those Dondozos. Anything else I want to talk about here? This team is looking pretty similar. I will talk about this because I think this is the Sash Indeedee, right? This is Twisted Spoon. Okay, so this is like male Indeedee. So again, these 4 here, we don't really need to talk about too much. But yeah, male Indeedee's been picking up a little bit. People are just using it as an offensive expanding force mon, which is like pretty interesting. Because it's actually pretty quick, surprisingly enough. And yeah, people are just like using it and just clicking E-Force like by itself, just without the support. It is the damage dealer, unlike the female variant of it. Got some other cool teams here as well. This is like a Sunroom team. This is the team I hate. I absolutely hate seeing this on ladder because you got to ask yourself, are they going to lead like Torkoal Lilligant, or are they going to lead like Hat plus Indeedee, man? And then also like Ursaluna in the back. If the worst part about playing against like these teams, right, is it's like, oh yeah, I just killed their Hat, thank God. And then it's like Ursaluna now has 2 turns under Trick Room to mess you up. Gallade is super good into the Dark types that play mess up this team. And again, you lead wrong, you overcommit for the Indeedee plus Hat, and all of a sudden Torkoal is just gonna run through your team with like Terra, Fire, Eruption after you, man. Yeah, really, really cool team. Double Protect as well is really smart. I think one of the biggest issues I see these Torkoal Lilligant players do is they try to attack turn 1, and you just like fake out the Torkoal, and then you just like frag. Like, he's like, you fake this out, and then you like click Terra Grass on one of your other mons so they can't sleep you, which this guy actually doesn't even have sleep, funny enough. But yeah, then you kind of just like beat it, and then, you know, it is what it is. The second final team we'll look at here is Dre's team here. A little bit of Sand. I've been testing out Sand. I think Sand's actually pretty pog right now. Really, really interesting take on it. Once again, Golden Go. This mon absolutely dominating the format right now. Our first Gyarados of the day, I think. This mon's really, really annoying to deal with. Helping Hand T-Wave is like a really good combo. And Waterfall plus Terraflying Terra Blast also is really, really nice. Having Gyarados as well next to your Extra Drill obviously is pretty good as well for firing off those big Earthquakes. But yeah, another really cool team here. Obviously, we have, you know, a Flying type here, a Levitator here, and of course, Terraflying T-Tar as well. And then also a Resist here in Serena as well. So really, really cool Sand team here. I do like this. I am a big believer in T-Tar right now. I've been testing it myself. Again, I think I got a T-Tar team to like top 20 on the ladder. So yeah, the mon's real. I think it's a really good mon. And the final team, before we round this out here, is my homie G-Man. He did get 10th place. Apparently got a really unlucky draw in the top 16 here. But yeah, really, really good showing as well using Snow. As you can see here, we've got the Alola Ninetales Baxcalibur. I think Bax is really good right now. Like, having this team here where you've got like the, you know, you've got the Snow plus the Aurora Veil support, right? You've got the Rillaboom with Fake Out, and of course Grassy Terrain to help heal it up. And then of course Clear Amulet, Dragon Dance. Just Baxcalibur, if it gets 1 or 2 DDs off, man, it'll just start running through teams. We also have the support Volcarona here, the Gastro to help out with the Rain team, and of course the Scarf, you know, Final Gambit 8. Just a really cool team here by G-Man. He had a really good run as well. He also streamed it, I believe, on Twitch. So yeah, if you're interested, check him out. You can like watch the VOD of the run. Yeah, it was really good, man. He had a really good run. Yeah, it was unfortunate it ended as early as it is, but I mean, that's the game we played, my guys. Actually, what team did he get here in the final one? Yeah, so he lost to the guy who I think ended up getting 2nd place. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Unlucky. But then we have the Scrabble here. Now, we're not going to go too deep on this. We'll probably look at just some of the top teams here. So this team here wins it all. Really interesting. He's got the Hisuian Deki Dewey here. Razor Claw as well. What? What is the crit chance? Are these both high crit moves? I don't know if Triple Arrow is a high crit move. Maybe it is. Like, maybe this is like a 50% crit chance or something, and I'm crazy. But Upper Hand's also really interesting as well, because with Scrappy, it allows you just to lead into things like the Incineroar and just like Upper Hand it so he can't fake out spam you. Again, we see the bit more of the offensive Talonflame here, opting for Willow, though, over the Flare Blitz. Once again, another Throat Spray pre-Marina. This set's definitely picking up in usage a lot right now. Definitely really good and something I need to test out a bit myself. Clear Amulet Garchomp, once again, actually winning an event. Kind of crazy that Garchomp now has had 2 really good showings, but in saying that, I think Chomp plus Talonflame is really good, and Chomp plus Hydreigon is also really good, because one thing Garchomp gives you is a much better matchup into Archaludon. It's a mon that basically forces out the Terra on it, right? And a lot of the time they're going for things like Terra Fairy, or like even like Terra Water and whatnot. And if they do go for Terra Fairy, obviously Golden Go cleans it up in the back. And if they go any Terra that isn't, you know, Terra Fairy, then Hydreigon's normally pretty good into a choice spec. So really, really cool team here. I do like to see that. Back-to-back rain teams here. We won't go too crazy on these. This is basically something we've seen before, but I'm interested in the Gengar here. Taunt, Trick Room, Double Stab, Terra Stellar Focus Sash. Really interesting. But a relatively standard one. We've kind of looked at a few teams very, very similar to that. One thing I'll point out with Nezzy's team here, which shout out to Nezzy, follow him on Twitter, really funny guy. He's got the Sinistcha here. This is a really, really good Pokemon right now. A mon I definitely expect to see pick up in usage a lot. I think Sinistcha is definitely one of the more underexplored ones of the format. And my banana bread is ready. Shit. We'll quickly finish this guy up here, and then I'll take a quick break. Yeah, Nezzy's team, really cool. I think Sinistcha on Rain as well it's sick, right? It gives you a Trick Room option if you need it, especially when you're pairing with things like Blood Moon. And yeah, it's just a good team, dude. Like, Matcha Gotcha and Strength Sap as well are just really good techs, man. Really, really enjoy it. We'll also take a look at this Dondozo team here. So, this team functions very similar to one of the teams we spoke about earlier, where essentially you've got the Glamora, right? And Glamora wants to get up Toxic Spikes for the Dondozo, because then Dondozo is basically going to sit there. It's going to be super bulky. It's going to spam out Protects. And yeah, it's basically going to be super annoying, constantly chipping things down. And it kind of gets elevated by the fact that you also have Tita there as well. So, you know, you've got the poison chip coming out from the toxic debris. You also get the Sandstorm chip coming out as well by Sandstream. And it can become super duper annoying for the opponents to deal with, especially when you factor in the fact that they're both rock types. So they both get that 50% boost to the special attack. Basically meaning if you're trying to kill Glamora with special attacks, probably not going to get through it that well. But obviously if you try to kill it with physical attacks, then you're going to set up the toxic debris, right? So really, really cool combo there. And of course, Golden Go is just really good. It just hits really hard. It can break holes for the Dozo Giri here. And I also think Maushold plus Golden Go is also a fantastic combo as well, because one, you know, you've got the redirection. You've also got the Friend Guard. So you can go like Follow Me into obviously the Nasty Plot. You can go the Super Fang into the Make It Rain to chip things down before you nuke them. And then the best one is you got Feint, right? So you basically can't protect in front of the Golden Go. Yeah, just really, really cool take on the team. And yeah, I expect to see more teams like this kind of rise up. And then finally for the Score event, we're going to look at Score's team, of course. For anyone who doesn't know Score, I guess, go check out their YouTube. Score VGC, I believe it is. Makes very similar content to like Moxie Boosted. Very good. I enjoyed watching it. Definitely one of my favorite YouTube channels to watch, at least for VGC stuff. But yeah, another, you know, this is our first real take on Sand. And I really enjoy it, right? One of the big things I think with Sand you got to keep in mind is you need to be able to beat things like Rain, right? That's one of the biggest issues Sand has, right? You're normally rocking ground and rock types. One of your biggest issues is Rain teams, yeah? And one of the ways they've kind of counteracted that on this team is, one, you've got the Rillaboom, which does have a lot of anti-synergy with Excadrill, so it's definitely something you need to be careful of. But of course, then you have the Scarf Rotom Wash. Scarf Rotom Wash is really good into basically any Pelipper team that isn't Focus Sash, right? Because you just lead it and you just Volt Switch out turn 1. And if that thing dies, then they lose their rain setup for the rest of the game. If it survives, then, you know, it's a, you know, sorry, if it lives on like 1 HP, then they have to be careful, you know, it forces switches, all that kind of stuff. So really, really cool take on that. Obviously, Talonflame and Tita is, for me personally, I love the combo. Anyone who doesn't know, I guess, the first ever event I played at, I took Talonflame plus Tita. So they both hold a special place in my heart. Tita was the MVP of my run as well. And if it wasn't for Joe UX9, I would have actually day 2'd my first ever event. And it was also an international. So yeah, feels bad, man. But yeah, now look, we also see Blood Moon Ursaluna here plus Talonflame. Definitely one of the cool, better offensive duos as well, because basically if you don't have speed control, And you can get up Tailwind for Blood Moon Ursa Luna. It's kind of a wrap. This thing is just going to Terra Normal and nuke your entire team. And also has, again, a very, very good matchup into things like Archaladon, right? Because, again, Archaladon's biggest thing is, you know, it carries AV. It's super hard to deal with. But it's like, yeah, you're not really eating an Earth Power from this thing pretty that well. So, yeah, really cool team here by Score as well. You know, it's good to see him hosting events again. Yeah, awesome shit, man. But then we have the Wide League Rumble. This is... Okay, I was wrong. Why did I think Wide... Dude, why did I think Wide League was an event we could cover? Was there another one here? Because we're going to cover this one. It wasn't this one, was it? I thought I had 5 events to cover. It wasn't that one either, man. What the hell? It literally says Reg G right there, dude. I'm a fucking idiot. My bad, Wide League. You're getting closed out, man. You're getting closed out. But anyway, we're back here. We got the Citrus Series event here. Damian Lillard VGC. Mentioned we'll talk about him a little bit later. And we're here. He goes 11-0 to dominate the field. Very, very impressive showing. Rocking the Dozer Giri here. With just a really good offensive, you know, team, right? Very, very powerful. We've seen in the past that D-Knight paired up with Dozer Giri is obviously fantastic, right? Choice Banded, it's Inner Focus, it's Terra Flying. Really, really good mon. D-Knight plus Talonflame is also really interesting because you can say, hey, I've got my Cover Cloak, which means I'm going to get up my Tailwind. And then on top of that, it's also like, hey, I've got my Banded D-Knight. You can't intimidate me. You need to lead something next to whatever you're, like, leading to stop me from nuking you. If you don't, I'm fragging something, yeah? So I really like this. You got 2, you know, basically choice item mons next to Talonflame. Very, very good. Of course, having Pormot in the back as well on a Dozo team is never a bad thing. You know, you take out the Dozo, you keep the Tatsukiri alive, you know, you use the old Revival Blessing, and then, yeah, Dozo's back. You know, you get 50% of a Dozo, but sometimes that's all you need, man. But yeah, awesome team here by Damien, dude. I really enjoy this. Like, Golden Go, D-Knight plus Talonflame offensively is insane. It puts on so much pressure. It's just, yeah, it's a really cool take on the team. And again, Dozo Giri, man, it's, you know, it wins the whole event, dude. I am shocked that we saw someone win literally the 3rd event with this mon, but it is what it is, dude. This team's kind of saucy. Holy shit. We're going to get to you shortly. I think we've already, like, touched on this team, right? I think we spoke about Mr. Awesome's team earlier. Yeah, is this the... Okay, this one doesn't have Haze on it. Okay. It's probably why he lost. It doesn't actually have a good answer into Dozo. But yeah, no, we saw, I'm pretty sure, like, a very similar team earlier. But yeah, Overquill, Sinister, Mousehold, all really good. Dude, we're seeing, like, offensive Mousehold as well. What is this? Why? Like, what? Oh, dude, I forgot they do this. Yeah, they pop bomb the fucking Archaladon, dude. That's right. You pop bomb the Archaladon, and then they get, like, +6 on the defense, and then you can't kill them without special attackers. Yeah, dude. Man, this team is literally a Dozo answer away from being really good. Like, yeah, I feel like I'd be really curious to talk to the creator, because I feel like if this was Haze, he probably just wins the whole event. But I don't know. Maybe he need a liquidation. Maybe there's something I'm missing there. But yeah, cool team here. This is another team that looks like it came straight out of my builder. This is just Whimsicott, Archaladon, and Glamora, and Hydreigon. Did really cool stuff here. Dude, this seems to be the set on Prim. Hey, like, this is the set here. Haze plus, like, double stab. Lefty's bulk up without fake out support is really interesting too. It kind of feels like they've slapped this on here just to be here. Is there something I'm missing? Like, no fake out, no redirection? Ah, here it is, of course. I'm an idiot. Yeah, beat up Whimsicott. There it is, boys. I found it. I found the source. I forgot this thing got beat up. But yeah. Dude, another really cool team here then. Yeah, that's really sick. That's sick. I like that team here. But this one caught my eye, dude. Blastoise? I thought I was the only person who had this thing in my... Oh, dude, he's actually is more of a man than I am. In my builder, I've got the support one. This guy, he's saying, no, I'm going Shell Smash, dude. This is... Yeah, dude, I actually really like this team. I'm curious why this was his supportive choice. That's, like, really interesting. Because, like, you've got this, like, Sand comp, yeah, where you got, like, Blood Moon, T-Tar, Excadrill. You've got Rillaboom plus Sneasler as well, which is, like, a really slept-on combo right now. I do think Sneasler is, like, low-key one of the better fighting types in the format, and pairing it with Rillaboom obviously is really good. But yeah, dude, I wonder how good this Blastoise was. Like, is there something I'm missing here? Like, this team, like, these 5 here seem really good together, and then it's kind of just got this Blastoise. But I don't know, maybe it was like, hey, I'm just gonna go, like, fake out Water Hydro Cannon, and apparently maybe that was just really good. Because there's, like, no speed control here. Like, you've got one fake out mon, but that's it. No redirection. Dude, maybe Blastoise is actually saucy, man. Maybe Blastoise is the source, guys. Any other cool teams here? I mean, this is, like, basically the team that got second as well. We see, like, a Sun team here. my guy Dragapult, very similar to a team I had on my builder as well. Dude, actually, we'll talk about this team here because actually, that's right. I was meant to talk about KD's team. I completely forgot. KD dropped this event here. This is back in the Beanie Brawl. He went 4-0 with it. I've been seeing this team pick up. My God, Hisuian Braviary does damage, man. Tinted Lens Expanding Force is stupid. Like, if you do not have a Dark type, this is fragging you, man. You can't switch in your Psychic types anymore, boys. But yeah, this is a really cool team here. This is just another Sunroom team as well. And yeah, this is it's just good stuff, man. It's basically the same 5 we expect. And then instead of a hat, he had Hisuian Braviary. So yeah, shout out to KD for that one. I guess we'll look at this team here as well, because I have actually been looking at Braviary on the rain teams as well. So this is definitely something I can probably take a little bit of inspiration from myself. Also, why is this not a Mungus? why is he got a Fungus here? But yeah, I have been looking at this one here myself. This is really good as well, I think, because Esper Wing giving you +1 speed, and then having like Tinted Lens basically means like you can't switch into this. And the mons that normally do take this are like Steel and Dark types, and it's like, okay, they're just gonna get like fragged by Hurricane. Yeah, this one actually does a lot of damage. This is, it's definitely something I need to build with. I might actually just steal this core, right? Dude, Choice Specs Polytoad? Dude, this is my guy right here. Oh my God. Dude, this is the sauce. This guy was cooking. Dude, I'm stealing this team. I'm telling you boys right now, expect to see this core 3 from me in the near future. Yeah, I really like this team. I think it's just missing like a Tailwind setter, at least for me to use it. But yeah, that's like really cool, dude. Maybe like slap a Rillaboom on there. Dude, now I'm just theory crafting here. I'm just like, I see like Rillaboom in this slot. Maybe like a Talonflame for like speed control. I don't know. That's a conversation for another day. But dude, that's actually saucy. I'm definitely putting that one in there in the builder for sure. And dude, that's our first. I just realized, dude, it's like our first Aqua Breed we've seen of the day. I've been talking Aqua Breed up so much. I think this one's so good, dude. And that's like our first one we've seen all day. Well, I guess before we end it as well, I want to like look at the metagame tabs here. We'll quickly see what's trending. So this, dude, 30 Palafin. Actually, who had like a really good win rate? So Palafin win rate was insane. Blood Moon and Giraffe both pretty low. Same with Indeedee. Archalodon, dude. Okay, Archalodon's the source, boys. Like, that's all you need to know there. Archalodon the source. Primarina also kind of saucy. That's my homie G-Man. What happened here in the Nino Tour? Golden Go absolutely dominated the Nino Tour, apparently. Dude, instant usage down. Like, I was saying, I think this thing will go down, but I didn't think it would be that hard. Palafin, bad win rate. Rain, once again, really strong showing. Archalodon, like, still a really consistent showing there. I mean, G-Man out here repping the old Bax Caliber too. Dude, Glamora? Stocks are down, man. Stocks are down. Dude, Hydreigon? Oh my God. I thought this one was good. This one was good, dude. Wowee. We'll check out the score stuff here, though. I mean, we're back to this Rilla Instant dominating the format. Rillaboom win rate pretty bad there. Dude, Amoonguss 30%? That's insane. My guy Talonflame up there. Prim. Dude, Prim's the source. I'm telling you right now, Prim usage is actually really high. Sorry, its win rate is really high for its usage. We see another event here with Golden Go on top. Anyone like crazy here? I mean, Prim and Archalodon kind of dominate the event again. Better showing for Hydreigon here. Oh, dude, pretty good showing for Mousehold as well. Really good showing for D-Knight as well. Okay. Dozo actually was kind of cracked. This is the one that Dozo won though, yeah? I mean, it helps when one player goes 11-0 on Dozo. But yeah, that's basically it for those events. I did promise 5 events at the start. I lied, it was 4. We could like look at some of these other events, but they're probably not worth it if you ask me. Player base is probably a little too low to get really good results out of it. But yeah, I've rambled on long enough anyway, guys. I guess let me know down below what you think of these results. And yeah, let me know, I guess, what you guys are thinking, the way the meta's kind of trending. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on, and yeah, I'm excited to see what players come up with, dude. This is such a fun metagame, dude. Such a fun metagame. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it all plays out. But yeah, anyway, guys, if you like the video, obviously like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, it means the world to me. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.